Financial problems, poor teaching, lower literacy, infrastructure, tuitions. These words illustrate the poor quality of education of the Philippines for the past years. In fact, based on the study of the quality education released by the World Bank, the Philippines is among the poorest learning systems in East Asia Pacific, with almost 9 out of 10 can read and understand simple appropriate reading by the age of 10 in the region. With this problem, the government and other private sectors are engaging to improve the education system in the country. But despite of this engagement, we don't even ask ourselves why education is important. Why do we need education anyway? If you are if you are an educated one or someone who is tired of having difficulty with an academic task, thesis, or exam, you will ask this question, the same question. Well, first, education is important because it is like a practice ground for building ourselves in pursuing our future more than learning every single word, numbers, and discovery. In short, it is a requirement for your future jobs and life challenges, whether you face situation you know how to solve it. You are educated, knowing what is right or wrong, establishing your decision making, critical thinking, and better conclusion. For instance, you need it in your self-dependency in financial and productivity in case you encounter some scenarios like this. This is how education is important. Well, another case is why we need it anyway, some education. If we if we have enough capacity to solve in a life situation, for example, is a billionaires and personality like Billy Villame, Bill Gates, and even politicians like Robin Badini and many more. Most of them have really studied, but they never finish the education. In my own perspective, if you're gonna understand this concept deeply, there are two perspectives reason for this. We don't need we don't need to study. We don't need really education for the instance that we don't need to finish college as long as we learn new things, ideas from studying. Because from the start, the purpose of education is to give us knowledge and practice us for the better futures. We don't need education for the meaning that award and recognition doesn't define your future. Let us say you graduate magna cum laude and you have many recognitions and people will remember you. But in the future, you will end up as a regular accountant. Education is needed whenever you finish it. It is not because I like, because like I said, it is a training ground for your to improve. Stop just stressing yourself in this cycle of competition and demoralizing your confidence or pride. Finishing the study without any awards is the biggest honor that you have done and nothing more. Because what you have learned will bring you into bigger honor that you never seen before. Because you have learned a lot and you will bring into the promise that you had never seen before. Just like in the quote, remember, grades and medals don't define you based on the story of M. So, if education is important and needed, how could we spread this awareness to improve our quality of education? Well, simple. As teacher of the hope of the nation, we had the capacity to at least teach what we have learned from our past learnings by providing voluntary tutorial on literacy of math, science to those who hard studying, especially to the rural area where education access is limited. We could also volunteer or support the non-government organization in promoting tutorial in education. NGOs could also provide free cash assistance to those students who cannot sustain their tuition for their everyday life in school. We can advocate for any government adjustments in promoting quality education by supporting the resolution or bills that will improve the school facilities, learning methods, and comfortable learning styles in order to catch up with other neighbor countries. In closing this speech, We should never abandon education. Instead, we empower it because it is our key to success, a treasure that we would never wash wasted like in the quote, like in a matter of days. Because like in the quote, the root of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet by Aristotle.